Look, be honest with yourself for a second. You have a drawer, and in that drawer, there's a cable. You have no idea what it belongs to. You haven't known for about 4 years. But every time you think about throwing it out, your brain goes, what if? And you close the drawer. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. For 20 years, that drawer was a cable museum. Every gadget had a different plug. Your camera had one, your phone went through 3, your printer had that huge square thing that looked like it plugged into a spaceship. Then, around 2014, one little oval-shaped port showed up and started quietly killing everything else off. After a full decade of Apple going, nope, not us, even the iPhone. So today, what actually makes this thing so special? Why every company switched, and why the iPhone had to be dragged into it, kicking and screaming. Quick history. In the 90s, the back of a computer was genuinely insane. Serial port, parallel port, PS2 for your keyboard, something literally called a game port. You needed a different plug for every device, and half of them required you to restart the computer just to work. Then, in 1996, a few companies sat down and said, what if we just had one? That's how we got USB. And the rectangular one, the one you still, in 2026, cannot plug in right on the first try, that's USB Type A. Which, by the way, is all the C in USB-C means. It's the third shape after A and B. That's it. No grand name. They were saving time, I can understand, which makes me wonder what Type D would look like. And the guy who designed USB-A, Ajay Bhatt, has said on record his biggest regret was not making it reversible. They knew the whole time. They just let us suffer for 25 years. As gadgets shrank, they shrank the plug. Mini USB, micro USB. Printers stayed on their weird square one. Hard drives got another. By 2013, the whole one plug for everything dream was completely dead. Which is when the big players, Apple, Intel, Microsoft, HP, sat back down and said, okay, for real this time. 2014, USB-C arrives. From the outside, smaller, oval. Inside, it's a completely different animal. Old USB cables had 4 pins, power, ground, 2 for data. USB-C has 24, and they're mirrored top and bottom, which is why there's no right side up. You can plug it in blindfolded. The cable figures out which way you shoved it in and just handles it. Now, here's the part nobody mentions. That reversible design, Apple kinda got there first. Their Lightning port, 2012, 2 years before USB-C, same idea. Flip it anyway, it works. So USB-C essentially looked at Lightning and went, yeah, actually, that's a good idea. We'll take it. Which makes the next 10 years of Apple refusing to use USB-C on their phones extra funny. But we'll get there. Those 24 pins unlock alternate mode. The cable can carry HDMI, 4K video, high-speed data, and it can push 240 watts of power. 240 through a plug the size of your fingernail, enough to run a gaming laptop. Your old phone charger pushed about 2.5. It's not even close. And the wildest part, high wattage USB-C cables have a tiny computer chip inside them. It's called an eMark chip. Your cable is literally negotiating with your laptop.
8,600.
We will give you $10.
Your charging cable is smarter than your first smartphone. So if USB-C was this miracle, why did the most popular phone on Earth spend a decade refusing to use it? Here's the awkward part. USB-C was invented by Apple.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
They were on the design team. They put it on MacBooks in 2015. But for their phones, they stuck with Lightning, their own port, which they controlled, licensed, and charged you $19 a cable for 10 straight years. Come on, Tim, that's low. The EU is standing right there going, Tim, you've been printing money with this for a decade. Let this one slide, would you? The main concern for the European Union was e-waste. 11,000 tons of old chargers in the trash every year. Most of it, Apple. So in 2022, the EU puts its foot down. New law. By end of 2024, every portable device sold in Europe uses USB-C. No exceptions. Apple couldn't quit Europe. So with the iPhone 15, Lightning died. Overnight. 10 years of trust us, Lightning is better. Gone. What's strange about all of this is that the EU didn't invent the Type-C port. They wrote one sentence into a law. It has to be USB-C, and forced the company which invented Type-C to use it. And I'm happy about it, because I couldn't get lightning speed with a lightning cable. Guess it's time to clean out that old drawer of yours. I cleaned mine.